राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you very much for your kind association. Let's get started with our Bhakti Vaibhava. We are going to start from verse number 39 today of the 14th chapter of the first canto of Srīmad Bhāgavatam. But before that, let's recite our verses for memorization. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadādhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Uddam bhava pishunamalavalguhasa vridavalokannihato madano piyasam sammuya chapamajahat pramadottamasta yasyendriyam vimathitum kuhakairna shekuhu भवद्विधा भागवता तीर्थभूता स्वयं विभो तीर्थि कुर्वन्ति तीर्थानि स्वान्तस्तेन गदाभृता तूलयामलवेनापि न स्वर्गं न पुनर्भवं भगवत्सङ्गिसङ्गस्य मर्त्यानां किमुताशिषः तिरस्कृता विप्रलब्धा शप्ता क्षिप्ता हता अपि नास्य तत्प्रतिकुर्वन्ति तद्भक्ताः प्रभवोऽपि पुनश्च भूयाद् भगवदनन्ते रतिप्रसङ्गश्च तदाश्रयेषु महत्सु यामुपयामि सृष्टिं मैत्रस्तु सर्वत्र नमो द्विजेभ्यः हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे श्री गुरवे गौरचंद्राय राधिकाय तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्ण भक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः. Hare Krishna. So Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 14, entitled Disappearance of Lord Krishna, text 39 onwards. So let me share my screen also so that we can read together. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we are seeing that Arjun has returned to Hastinapur. He is looking very despondent and sad and depressed. And Maharaj Yudhishthira is very concerned upon seeing Arjun in such a state. And he's asking, what is wrong with you? What happened? Why are you looking so sad, so despondent? So text number 39. Yudhishthira Maharaj is asking Arjun, Kachitte namayam tata bhrashtateja vibhasi me alabdha mano vadnyatah kim va tata chiroshitah translations and purports by our beloved founder Acharya, Nitya Lila Pravishta Shri Srīmad Abhay Charana Arvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Translation. Yudhishthira Maharaj is saying, my brother Arjun, please tell me whether your health is all right. You appear to have lost your bodily lustre. Bhrashta teja. Bhrashta teja. You have lost your lustre. Is this due to others disrespecting you? Alabdha mana. Mana means respect. Mana dena. We give respect to others. Mahaprabhu says we should give respect to others. So man means respect. Alabdha means to not get. Alabdha mana. Is it because you have been disrespected? Or avadnyataha? Avadnyataha. Have you been neglected? Have you been disobeyed? One of the Naam aparads, offenses against the holy name is Gurur Avadnya. To neglect Shri Guru, to disrespect Shri Guru, to disobey Shri Guru. So Yudhishthira Maharaj is asking Arjun that Avadnyataha, have you been neglected or disrespected in any way? Tat is a very loving way of addressing one's brother. Tat, my dear brother, maybe you were disrespected and neglected because of Chiroshitaha. Chiroshitaha. Chira means long time. Because Chiroshitaha. Maybe because you stayed at the house of Krishna for too long. See, traditionally, Atithi is one who comes and stays with us without any forewarning, without any notice. They just show up. That is called Atithi. And Abhyagat is one who give prior notice and then they show up. But Abhyagat and Atithi generally are not supposed to stay for very long. Maybe one night, 1 or 2 days. But generally, in the past, when people would travel, they would stop for 1 night and then go, leave the next morning. Like that, generally, most of the guests. But Yudhishthira Maharaj thought, maybe so many months Arjun stayed in Dwarka. That's why Ati Paricharyat Avadnya, it is said. Ati Parichayat Avadnya. If there is Ati Parichay, too much familiarity, then there is neglect and disrespect. So we should make sure that we don't do that with our Guru Varga and with the senior Vaishnavas or anybody, even the new devotees. Too much familiarity and then not valuing them. Even the new devotee who is coming for the Bhakta Vriksha program, everyone please keep yourself on mute. Okay, let me change the settings only. Okay. So even the new devotee who is coming for our Bhakti Vriksha program, they may not be chanting even 1 round of Hare Krishna. And we may be chanting 16 rounds for many years, but we should not think that this person is useless. No, nobody is useless. Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid yadati siddhaye yadatam api siddhanam kaschin mam veti tatvata. A person who comes to Krishna consciousness, a person who is interested in Krishna consciousness is very rare. Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid yadati siddhaye. Among thousands and thousands of human beings, hardly one will become interested in Krishna consciousness. And among thousands of such people who come for Bhakti Vriksha, who come to the temple, a rare soul will attain perfection. That is a fact. A rare soul will become a pure devotee in this life. Usually it takes several lifetimes to become a pure devotee. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada said that we should take Krishna consciousness very seriously. It depends upon us how sincerely we take it. Is it possible to become pure devotee in this lifetime? Yes, it is possible. But it is not so easy. For example, a child who is born in the United States of America or in India, if you ask a question, is it possible that this child will become the president of the country someday? Or is it possible that this child will become the prime minister or chief minister or governor? Yes, yes. Why not? The potential is there, but how many become? It's very rare. Similarly, everybody has the potential to become a pure devotee. Now it depends on us how seriously we take to Krishna consciousness. Srila Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaj once said that most of the devotees in ISKCON will not go back to Godhead in one lifetime. Majority of them will not go because we are not serious. We like to bend the rules. We like to break the rules. We don't practice Krishna consciousness the way our acharyas demonstrate in their life. Srila Prabhupada is our ideal acharya, a perfect acharya. He showed us how to be a good grahastha. He shows us how to be a good renounced order of life also. When he was a brahmachari, Prabhupada, he was doing Rath Yatra even as a small child. He was worshipping Radha Govinda Dev as a small child before marriage. When he got married, he took initiation. He was helping Gaudiya Math. He was giving donations. He was taking care of his 3 children, taking care of his wife, providing for them, taking care of his old parents. Of course, mother had already passed away, but he took care of his father very nicely. He used to have satsangs in his house, calling the Gaudiya Math sannyasis so that his father could get satsang at home, attend kirtan at home. All this is described in Prabhupada Lilamrit. So Prabhupada was an ideal grahastha. He took initiation as a grahastha, chanted 64 rounds as a grahastha. He kept Gaudiya Math sannyasi in his house for 6 years as a grahastha. So Prabhupada was an ideal grahastha. Then Prabhupada took vanaprastha. And that was also ideal. When Prabhupada was, I think, 59 years old, he took vanaprastha. And he was ideal vanaprastha. He never went home as a vanaprastha. He lived in Vrindavan. He lived in different Gaudiya Math temples. He was assisting in so many Gaudiya Math publication magazines. He was assisting his god brothers who were sannyasis. And ultimately, after vanaprastha, living a life of bhajan, living a life of seva, Srila Prabhupada dedicated 100% of his time and energy to his Gurudev by taking sannyas. So Srila Prabhupada was an ideal sannyasi. So here is His Divine Grace, Srila Abhay Charanarvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada, our founder Acharya of ISKCON, who is the ideal Acharya for us. Ideal Brahmachari, ideal Grihastha, ideal Vanaprastha, and ideal Sannyasi. Srila Prabhupada is the perfect Acharya for us. And our other Acharyas in our parampara. We have to examine their life and see what they did, what level of Krishna consciousness they followed, what sacrifices they made, what commitment and dedication they showed. And that is the path we have to walk. There is no other path that we can walk. We cannot think that I will chant 16 rounds, I will follow 4 regulative principles, and I will hold Prabhupada's dhoti and go back to Godhead. Sometimes devotees take shelter of such statements, which we do not even know whether Prabhupada really made them or not. We don't see them in Prabhupada's purports. We don't see them in hear them in Prabhupada's lectures. So we should not give overemphasis on such statements. That I have the key to the back door of Golok Vrindavan. You can hold my dhoti and come back. No. Why should we do like that? Yes, we know that Srila Prabhupada has the key to Golok Vrindavan. But not back door, front door. Why should we ISKCON devotees think that I will go through the back door entry? Are we thieves? No. We should make Prabhupada proud. We should make Srila Prabhupada proud. Srila Prabhupada is proud of Srila Gaur Govinda Maharaj. Srila Prabhupada is proud of Srila Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. Srila Prabhupada is proud of Srila Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaj. Srila Prabhupada is proud of Srila Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj. And all our Guru Varga who are pure devotees. That is the path we want to walk. We want to make our Gurujan proud. Our Guru Maharaj should be able to pull us and make us stand in front of Srila Prabhupada and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and say, here is my disciple. He is a good devotee. Please accept. Please accept. We should do everything that our Guru Varga, that our Acharyas want us to do. We should try. We should try our best to follow everything. I always like to tell this personal anecdote. This was before I was initiated. I started chanting 16 rounds and I had a desire that I want to wear Tulsi Mala with 3 circles because I had heard in a class that it represents body, mind and words. Karmana Manasa Vacha. I will offer in Krishna's service. And I also had a desire to keep a shikha. You know, as a doctor, I didn't want to keep a very long shikha, but it should be visible. I should be able to pull it. Just because I thought after reading and hearing the story in Chaitanya Charitamrita that Mahaprabhu says that Durdaiva bhakta yadi anya sthane jaye, sei prabhu dhanya jay, chule dhari laye. Even if by Durdaiva a devotee goes elsewhere, goes off track, gets deviated from the path of Krishna consciousness, sei prabhu dhanya, all glories to that Prabhu Krishna and Guru, chule dhari laye. They will hold by the shikha and pull back the devotee to the right path. This verse is there in Antya Leela of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Mahaprabhu says this to Sanatana Goswami. So when I heard that in a lecture that Krishna pulls us by the shikha, Guru Maharaj pulls us by the shikha and bring us back. Matajis don't have to worry because Mataji anyway have a long hair. And Guru, who is Radha Priya Sakhi, will pull us back. But for us, the men, I always wanted to have a shikha. But then I heard that, one cannot keep a shikha unless one is a initiated devotee. And unless one is an initiated devotee, one cannot have 3 circles of the Kanthimala. So I asked my counselor, His Grace Sridhar Prabhu, Prabhuji, can I have a Kanthimala, Tulsi Mala with 3 circles? Can I grow shikha? And Sridhar Prabhu told me, I remember very clearly, he said, just follow everything and do everything. So follow all the principles, 4 regulative principles, chant 16 rounds, bathe twice a day, be clean in your achar and eat only Krishna Prasad. And then who is stopping you from having 3 circle Kanthimala? Who is stopping you from growing a shikha? Who is stopping you from wearing dhoti? Just follow everything and do everything. Have all the lakshan of a devotee, but make sure you're living the life of a devotee, not hypocrisy. So like that, we should try to be in such a way that our Guru Maharaj can keep us in front of Srila Prabhupada and in front of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And please know, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has very high standards. He rejected Kala Krishna Das. He rejected Chota Haridas. There are so many instances. Mahaprabhu is very strict. He would not meet Maharaj Prataprudra because he was a king. He told Govinda that if I would have touched that Dasi who was singing Git Govind, I would have had to give up my life, Mahaprabhu said. Thank you, you stopped me. As in Prema Avesh, Mahaprabhu was running towards the person who was singing Git Govind. Git Govind is so dear to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So like that. Mahaprabhu is very strict. And therefore, we should be careful. We can never reach the standard of Mahaprabhu. Never. But we should try. I was reading a purport of Srila Prabhupada. Someone can find, maybe I don't remember where, but I was reading a purport of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada said something very fascinating. See, we know there are 3 types of devotees who become perfect. One is the Nitya Siddhas. They are always perfect. They were never in illusion, like Srila Prabhupada. Always perfect. Nitya Siddhas.
Then there are sadhana siddhas who do sadhana, bhajan, and then they become perfect. And third is kripa siddha. So what I used to think is nitya siddha, easy to understand. They are the associates of the Lord, eternally liberated. They descend from the spiritual world, nitya siddha. I thought we will all become sadhana siddha. And kripa siddha, I thought they are devotees like Srivas Thakur's Dhobi, for example, who Mahaprabhu just was pleased. Said, you are serving Srivas Thakur's family, I give you Krishna Prem. I thought Kripa Siddha are people like personalities like the dog that Mahaprabhu took a liking for. Nimai. As a child, he took a liking for that dog and sent him back to Godhead. Or the other dog who became the object of affection of Shivananda Sen, who Mahaprabhu fed coconut pulp and said, say Hari Hari, and Hari. He was saying Hari Hari and eating that pulp. And he went back to Godhead, got Krishna Prem. So I thought these are examples of Kripa Siddha. This was my understanding. But then I was reading the other day a purport of Srila Prabhupada, where Srila Prabhupada said that sadhana siddha is for the impersonalists who want liberation. They do meditation, sadhana, and they attain liberation. He said, but all of us, devotees, we are all Kripa Siddha. We are not sadhana siddha. We are Kripa Siddha, Prabhupada writes. Because ours is a descending process, not ascending. Sadhana Siddha means ascending process. But Kripa Siddha means descending process. Ours is a descending process. It's a process of mercy. Not by studying Shastra, not by our own strength can we get Krishna. It is when we consider ourselves completely balahin, completely powerless, and we take shelter of Krishna. Ma mevaya prapadyante, maya megam taranti. Ours is a path of Sharanagati. And Sharanagati is a descending process. It begins with Dainyata. Dainya Atma Nivedana Goptritve Vara. Goptritve Vara means we are accepting Krishna as our maintainer. I am not the doer. Krishna. Avashya Rakshibe, Krishna Vishwasapada. This is Sharanagati. That Krishna will do it. So Prabhupada, very interesting. Prabhupada said, devotees are always Kripa Siddha, and Sadhana Siddha is for those who want liberation, the impersonalists. So that was very nice explanation. So yes, we do sadhana, not that we don't do sadhana. We do sadhana, but we understand that our sadhana is simply meant to attract Krishna and Krishna's mercy. Guru Gauranga Krishna. When they get attracted by our bhajan, then the kripa will descend. Then Shuddhanam will descend on our tongues. And then we'll get Krishna. So that was very beautiful. So here, Yudhishthira Maharaj is asking Arjun, please tell me, is your health all right? You appear to have lost your bodily luster, bhrashta teja. Is it because you disrespected, neglected? You were disrespected, neglected at Dwarka? Probably because you stayed too long. So here's the thing, that we should not become too familiar. That was the point. We should not become too familiar with each other. Certainly not with one's Gurudev, and not with devotees, whether they are experienced senior devotees or the new devotees. We should respect everyone. Mana Dena. Mahaprabhu wants us to give respect to everyone, value everyone. How much value Ladini Mataji had for devotees. She was willing to give up her life for them. And these were new devotees who were serving in the temple in Liberia, West Africa. So we should appreciate each other. We should appreciate devotees especially. Krishna's devotees are very special. We should not let our false ego ruin relationships. Krishna is watching us. Guru Maharaj is watching us. So we should be nirmatsar, non-envious. And we should not do avadnya, disrespect or neglect of the devotees. And also a lesson here is that we should not overstay at devotees' home. Always good to leave devotees in a state where they want more of our association. Instead of depending and taking favors from devotees so much कि वो बिल्कुल ऊब जाए. They are fed up. When will this person go now? He's just come and he's camped. Because everybody needs their space. Everybody has their life. And we should only take service from devotees as much as is required for our execution of our duties. So just something to remember. We should not take favors from devotees, especially senior devotees should not take favors from the junior devotees, because it is a tendency that junior devotees, out of their love and respect for the seniors, they want to do some seva. They want to cook. When you go to a Bhakti Vriksha, they will offer to pick up your bag for you, assist you, help you. So we should be very careful. We should not do that. We should not allow anyone to serve us. As long as our जब तक हमारे हाथ पैर काम कर रहे हैं, as long as our body is functioning, we should not let devotees pick up our plate or pick up our bag or do menial service for us. As far as possible, we should be careful, because this always reminds me of Mainak Parvat in Ramayana. When Hanumanji was flying from Mount Mahendra to Lanka to find out the whereabouts of Srimati Sita Devi on the orders of Prabhu Shri Ramchandra Bhagwan. As Hanumanji was flying, he encountered 3 obstacles as he was flying across the ocean. The first obstacle was a Parvat, Mainak Parvat. And Mainak mountain told Hanumanji, you have a long, arduous journey ahead. You rest on me for some time. You have already jumped and flown in the sky for some time. Now you rest on me, and then again you can use me as the next launching pad and jump from me. But for some time you rest. I have got nice streams of freshwater rivers. I have got nice trees with fruits. You rest on me, eat fruits, drink some water, rejuvenate yourself, and then you can jump. I want to offer you this service. So Mainak Parvat wanted to offer service to Hanumanji. But Hanumanji did not accept it. He just touched the mountain out of respect and said, I'm going. How can I take rest and eat fruits and drink water when my mission is not accomplished yet? There Lord Ramchandra is crying. 4 months of Chaturmas already he was crying in separation of Sita. Now also he's crying, anxiously waiting. We have been given 1 month. That month is almost over. All the 4 parties will come back. Lord Ramchandra is waiting with bated breath. I have to go. And there's Mother Sita is crying somewhere in Lanka. Who knows where she is? I need to find her, give her the message of Ram, to encourage her, to give her hope, and then return and give message to Ram that I have found Sita and she is safe. I cannot rest when both my worshipable Ishtadevi, Sita and Ram, they are in so much distress. How can I rest? I will not rest. I will go. So Hanumanji, to respect Mainak Parvat, he touched Mainak Parvat. I'm accepting you, but I'm not accepting also. I'm not going to delay my mission for personal rest. So our Acharya's comment in this regard, that this Mainak Parvat represents comforts and luxuries that are offered to us by juniors in the path of Krishna consciousness. When juniors come and they offer service, you stay with us, Prabhuji, you come and accept lunch invitation from us, let me carry your bag, Prabhuji. Even I have seen, let me massage your feet, Prabhuji, you must be tired. Because devotees are very simple-hearted, they want to do service. But if we accept such service, thinking that I am the object of service and you are servant, we actually start believing I am Prabhu or I am Devi and you are Das or Dasi, then we are finished. Yes, there is Dadati Pratigrinati, but that is Priti Lakshanam. That is 2 ways. Exchange of Priti, exchange of love between devotees. So then we should also carry their bag. We should also invite them and cook for them and feed them. We should also give them gifts. Not that my gift is Harikatha and your gift is money. We are simply getting implicated if we do that. It's a very, very dangerous path. We can justify I am Brahman, but Brahmanas never earned money. They didn't have salaried jobs. If someone doesn't have salaried job, one is completely devoted to Krishna consciousness, and one has the purity and one has the spiritual potency to utilize that Lakshmi in a more Krishna conscious way than the Sadgrahastha who is giving us charity can use. If we have that much potency that we can use it in a higher cause than that grahastha would use, then we can accept it for the upliftment of the grahastha. But who has that potency? Who has that potency? So savdhan. We have to be very careful. I'm talking about grahasthas who are doing this. So, because see, Maya is very tricky. Unless we are dainya and unless we have service attitude, we will not survive. Bharat Maharaj could not survive. Compassion was used to make him fall down. Think about it. So how much more if we start taking service from devotees, thinking that I am the object of service and you are the servant. Hare Krishna. If we allow a devotee to carry our stuff, carry our bag, what is the mood? I am the object of service and you are my servant. It's plain and simple. Why else would we allow someone to carry? But who is the object of service? Who is the Vishaya Vigraha? It is Krishna. We are competing with Krishna. Like Srila Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj gave that famous lecture in Fiji. Everybody should hear it. God's competitors. You can look it up on YouTube. God's competitor by Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. Srila Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. Very, very wonderful, beautiful lecture. Every devotee should hear it. We don't want to become God's competitors. We want to become servants of the devotees. No matter how senior we are, no matter what our service is, whether our service is to be a Bhakti Vriksha leader, congregation director, temple president, whatever we are, we have to always know that I am the servant of everyone. Everyone. And as far as possible, as long as our health is permitting, we should not take service from others. And we should not take money from others. What are we taking the money for? Why? So I will speak Hari Katha, you are inspired, now you give me money. What is this? Are we speaking Hari Katha for money? Did Shukdev Goswami take money? Did Prabhupada charge money? Prabhupada gave thousands of classes for free. So why we should charge money? And Grihasthas charging money. Especially Grihasthas who have a job and who have the qualification to earn money outside. We should not live off devotees' hard-earned money. So we have to be very careful here. But for us also, it is important that we should not overstay. That was the whole point. So we should not overstay. So Maharaj Yudhishthira is going to, Prabhupada is saying, is going to inquire from all angles of vision now. Did this happen? Did that happen? Why all this is mentioned in Srīmad Bhāgavatam? Because it is giving us an idea what are the things that bring inauspiciousness and unhappiness in our life. So these are the things we have to guard against. So Yudhishthira Maharaj is asking Arjun, has someone addressed you with unfriendly words or threatened you? Could you not give charity to one who asked? Or could you not keep your promise to someone? These are very important things. So has someone addressed you in an unfriendly way or threatened you? So naturally, a Kshatriya, for a Kshatriya, dishonor is worse than death. Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. So did that happen? Yudhishthira Maharaj is asking. Could you not give charity to someone who asked? In the purport, Srila Prabhupada says a Kshatriya or a rich man, which could be a Vaishya also, people ask them for money. And when they're asked for a donation, it is duty. If we have the money, we should give in charity. But Prabhupada says, in consideration of person, place, and time. This is very, very important, my dear friends. We should not give to the wrong person. So who is the recipient of donation? Who did Srila Rupa Goswami distribute his wealth to other than his family and keeping some for emergency situations? To the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. Who did Haridas Thakur tell the prostitute Lakshahira to give all her wealth to? To the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. So who are the object of our donation? It is the Brahmanas and the Vaishnavas. And the greatest Brahman and the greatest Vaishnava is our Guru Varga, is Srila Prabhupada. So we should donate to their mission. We should donate to their mission. We should also give Vaishnavas who are in need. That is the proper use of our money. Now, our funds are limited, isn't it? We may keep aside a budget that every year I will use this amount of dollars or this amount of rupees for charity, because our income is more or less fixed, at least for people like me who work on a fixed salary. So we know our budget, that this much I need for my house mortgage, this much I need for my cars, this much I need for grocery, and other fixed expenses that we have, some for emergency, some saving for old age. And then we also keep money for giving in charity. So that budget is fixed. It is finite. It's not infinite. It's finite. It's limited. So we have to utilize it for the most powerful purpose. We have to use it very wisely and give at the right place, right time, to the right person, so that it has the greatest impact in this world, greatest impact in the mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we have to choose. And we should donate to various missions so that multiple projects are served, not just one, because there are multiple projects, right? So we have to donate to our local temple. We have to donate to some other projects in ISKCON which are close to our heart, like that. And also some money we have to keep, which we can give without any expectation of any receipts, to some devotees who are in need. That also budget we should keep, because devotees go through hardships and sometimes they really need money. Money is what they need, especially the senior devotees who are advanced in age. They may not be able to work and earn money, and it is our duty to take care of them. So this is important. So Yudhishthira Maharaj is asking, hey Arjun, were you not able to give charity to someone who asked? Prabhupada says, if a Kshatriya or a rich man involves all of us. Most of us, we are rich. We may not be millionaires. We may not be Karodpati, but still we are considered rich. Because compared to most of the people, for example, in America, many people, they earn less than $50,000 a year. So if you're earning more than that, we are considered rich. It just depends on how we can budget ourselves. So if a rich man fails to comply with this obligation, what is the obligation? That to give charity in consideration of देश काल पात्र. जो व्यक्ति को हम दान दे रहे हैं उसमें पात्रता होनी चाहिए. That person should be qualified. That is person, patra. Desh, place. You have to give it at the right place. And kal, right time. So everything has a place. And this, if we use our intelligence, we will come to know what this means. For example, place, it's good to give charity. Place means in the house of a Vaishnava, or at a satsang, or in the temple of Krishna. Time, we should give charity at a proper time when it is required. When it is required, we should give at proper time. Not that when it is not required. When it is required, when the need is there, that is when we should donate. Not when it is convenient for me. Let me become a millionaire, then I will give. No, we should give now. We should have a budget. Like we have budget for ourselves, we should have a budget for Krishna. Because Krishna's money it is, not our money. So at a proper time. And also proper time also means certain auspicious occasions. Like there are some devotees that I give, I serve them. So I usually send on Ekadashi because it is auspicious day, or Akshaya Tritiya, or some Janmashtami, or some nice auspicious day like that. Today Shivratri. So like that. Proper time, proper place, and proper person. So Yudhishthira Maharaj is asking, Prabhupada is saying that if a person fails to comply with this obligation, he must be very sorry for this discrepancy. We should really feel guilty. So like that. And to keep a promise. It is very important. Jaan jaye par vachan na jaye, as it is said in Ramcharitmanas for the Raghukul, Maharaj Dasharath. They were kings with such integrity that they would give up their life, but they will not go back on their word. And in Srīmad Bhāgavatam 10th Canto also we have the example of Vasudeva Maharaj. He was such a man of integrity, so true to his word, that even a wicked demoniac person like King Kansa believed him. When he said, I will give you all my children that are born of me and Devaki, even a demon like Kamsa believed. He said, okay, you are a gentleman. That's okay. I believe you. I will let your wife go with her life. I will not kill her. Then text 41, Yudhishthira Maharaj is further saying, you are always the protector of the deserving living beings, such as Brahmanas, children, cows, women, and the diseased. Could you not give them protection when they approached you for shelter? So Yudhishthira Maharaj is asking, are you despondent? Are you sad and depressed because you could not give protection to persons who approached you for shelter? This is very important. Here it is said that protection should be given to the Brahmanas, to children, to cows, to women, and those who are diseased. See, Brahmanam, Balam, children, the Brahmanas, Gam means the cows, Vriddham, the old, Rogi, Roginam, those who are diseased, and Striyam, women. This is very important. Kachitvam Brahmanam Balam Gam Vriddham Roginam Striyam Sharano Pashritam Satvam Natyakshe Sharanapradaha. Could you not give protection to these different personalities? This is very important. So who says that in our Krishna consciousness or Vedic culture, women are not treated properly? See, here clearly it is said that it is our duty to give protection to the women, to the children, to the Vriddha. Just now we are talking about the Vriddha Vaishnavas or the Varishtha Vaishnavas. We have to protect them. We have to take care of. They are our people. Today we have all these temples because of them. They are the ones who assisted Srila Prabhupada. It is our sacred duty to protect them physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Physically for their health, making sure that they have roti kapda makan, they have Krishna Prasad to eat, they have a safe place to stay, and they have some dhoti or sari to cover their body. And they have access to healthcare. This constitutes taking care physically of the Vriddha Vaishnavas in ISKCON. Emotionally means to speak to them sweetly and making them feel wanted. I was speaking to one devotee, Prabhupada disciple. Very sad actually. It really brought tears to my eyes. His Grace Charu Deshna Prabhu. He was the leading book distributor of his time. He lives here in Atlanta. His Grace Charu Deshna Prabhu. And Srila Prabhupada wrote him a letter in the 1970s, congratulated him because he held the world record for distributing maximum number of Prabhupada's books in one single day, single-handedly, person to person. Now, of course, there are many empowered, very sincere book distributors like Mahotsaha Prabhu, who have the record now, world record. That is very nice. In those days, it was Charu Deshna Prabhu. He held the record. And Srila Prabhupada wrote him a letter also, thanking. I think in those days, at the Atlanta airport, he distributed several hundred Prabhupada's books single-handedly at the Hartfield Jackson International Atlanta airport. So Charu Deshna Prabhu, now he has got Parkinson's disease. Now he is barely able to walk. He is not able to walk. He is restricted to a chair. Because of his prostate problem, it is so difficult even to pass urine. He has no family. He lives alone. And he didn't say it explicitly, but implicitly, implied that he feels he's not wanted in ISKCON anymore because now he cannot contribute anything. He's just an old man, a burden. Now whether he comes for Gaur Purnima, nobody cares. Nobody's going to miss him. But when Prabhupada needed money, he was the one who gave up his family, gave up his job, gave up his education, gave up all other priorities, and prioritize Srila Prabhupada. And he was standing on the streets in the cold winters and hot summers and distributing Prabhupada's books and bringing all the money to the temples. So the temples could be built, temples could be maintained, the mission could grow, devotees could eat. All the devotees were living in the temple in those days. Now those same devotees have become old. And do we care for them? They feel we don't care. Some of them, many of them. Nobody calls them, nobody asks them, Prabhu, are you okay? I didn't see you for the Sunday feast. Can we do some seva for you? So they feel that when they could contribute, devotees wanted them. Now that they are old and invalid, nobody cares. Whether they live or they die, whether they exist or they don't exist. So this is a failure on our part. Emotionally caring for them means to make them feel wanted. They can teach the children, they can tell Prabhupada memories and nourish us. That way they also feel that, oh, I'm contributing in some way. We seek their blessings before we speak Hari Katha, and they'll happily give all blessings. That way they feel that, yes, I'm wanted, I'm required, I can contribute in some way. You can ask them for suggestions. They are experienced, they can give such valuable suggestions. That is emotional care. To making them feel wanted. And spiritual care, we have to make facility for them so they can chant their rounds. They can hear Hari Katha. There was a Prabhupada disciple called Shri Kunti Devi. She got some terminal disease, I think it was a cancer, and it had gone into her liver. Her liver was failing, her eyes were yellow like a lemon. She had severe jaundice. Cancer was all over her body. She had lost weight. She was very frail. She did not even have the strength to pick up Srīmad Bhāgavatam. That was too much. She didn't have the strength. So one devotee, this was in the 1990s. So a devotee gifted her, Har Grace Kunti Devi. A devotee gifted her, so she went to Mayapur to leave her body, and a devotee gifted her a computer in those days. And somehow the devotee could download Srila Prabhupada's books on the drive of that computer. This is 1990s. Huh? This is not when there was so much internet and Veda base was not there. So all the books of Prabhupada, Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita and Bhagavad Gita were downloaded on that computer. And all she had to do was, with her frail little hand, just move the mouse. Just move the mouse and she could read. So my Guru Maharaj, Srila Radhanath Swami Maharaj, was telling us, he went to visit her one day in Mayapur. And she was looking so bright and happy, although her whole body was riddled with cancer. And when Maharaj asked her that, I'm so happy to see that you are so happy in such high spirits. What is the secret of your happiness? Here you have got cancer all over your body. And she very excitedly said, I'm not here, Maharaj, I'm not here. I'm sitting on the banks of Ganga. And Shukdev Goswami is speaking Srimad Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj. But they are speaking in Sanskrit, so I cannot understand. But I'm sitting at the back. And in front of me, my Gurudev, Srila Prabhupada, is sitting. And he is looking at me and translating every word of Sri Shukdev Goswami and every word, every enquiry of Parikshit Maharaj from Sanskrit to simple English. And because I am a Kaliyug brain, I can't even understand that. Srila Prabhupada is also giving his commentary in real time. And I'm sitting there on the banks of Ganga. And I'm hearing Srimad Bhagavatam being translated and commented upon by Srila Prabhupada. And Srila Prabhupada is including the essential commentaries of all the previous acharyas also, like Sridhar Swami, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Jiva Goswami. And he's giving me. And I'm drinking that through my ears. Drinking it in through my eyes as I'm reading Srila Prabhupada's books. I have read Srila Prabhupada's books all my life. But Maharaj, never have I felt so close to Srila Prabhupada as I'm feeling now, because she was really taking shelter. So giving these facilities to the Vriddha Vaishnavas, the elderly Vaishnavas, facility to read Srila Prabhupada's books, facility to hear Srila Prabhupada's lectures, facility to hear Harikatha from contemporary Vaishnavas, facility to chant, facility to participate in Harinam Sankirtan. They deserve this. And we have to create this facility for them, like their children. We have to facilitate. So, this is what Yudhishthira Maharaj is asking. Did you fail to do these things? Is that why you're feeling morose? Srila Prabhupada says that if such living beings do not get protection by the Kshatriyas or the royal order or by the state, the country. So state here means our ISKCON organization. If as an organization we cannot protect the children, cannot protect the Vaishnavis, and we cannot protect the Vriddha Vaishnavas, it is certainly shameful. It is certainly shameful for the society. So Yudhishthira Maharaj is asking, have you contacted a woman of impeachable character? Or have you not properly treated a deserving woman? Or have you been defeated on the way by someone who is inferior or equal to you? These are all the enquiries of Yudhishthira Maharaj. First of all, did you associate with a woman whose character is not good, impeachable character? So we should not associate with such women. Women who are prostitutes, women who are of low character, we should not even see their face. Just by seeing the face of a prostitute, our piety goes away. So we should not see the 4 regulative principles being broken on the screen or in real life. You should not do it, and we should not see that being done. So did you get in contact with a woman of bad character? Or have you mistreated a woman of good character? We should not mistreat anyone, whether the person has a good character or not. But those who don't have good character, we should not associate with them. So there is no question of ill-treating them, because we don't associate, we don't even see their face. Don't even see that. We should not even see the face of a woman of low character. Just by seeing the face, we lose our spiritual protection. So we should not. But we should not ill-treat a woman. Did you ill-treat a woman? Yudhishthira Maharaj is asking. Because if we ill-treat a woman, it is a great fall down for us if we ill-treat a woman. So we should not. We should respect, protect women, serve them, protect them, honor them like our mothers. So therefore we call them Mataji, because they are like our mother. How we are protective about our mother, how we are concerned about our mother, how we are respectful to our mother. We don't have nasty thoughts about our mother. Similarly, we should treat the Vaishnavis. So once someone asked my Guru Maharaj that why, of course, we call Matajis Mataji, but there are some who prefer to be addressed as Prabhu. Now, strictly speaking, from the Sanskrit Vyakaranam point of view, it is absolutely wrong. There is no way we can address a woman as Prabhu. Of course, Srila Prabhupada wrote some letters on occasion. Prabhupada told us to address them as Mataji, but there are occasions when Prabhupada also used the word Prabhu. But when I was reading about it, I was reading and I read also somewhere. I'm not able to remember where I read. But I remember reading that there were men who were disrespecting women. And they were saying, this is in the early days, and they were saying that women should not be allowed to live in the temple. It is not good for us. We are brahmacharis. We are in the renounced order of life. Or maybe we were sannyasis. They didn't want. So to teach them, because they were from the Western culture, they didn't understand Sanskrit or anything. And they themselves used to call each other Prabhu. Prabhupada told them, this is also Prabhu. Mataji's name and Prabhu. To make them understand that they are also your superiors. Prabhu means one who is our master or superior. So they are also your superior. So in that context, Prabhupada said, Prabhupada knows Sanskrit better than all of us. He has translated all these complicated Sanskrit texts for us. Prabhupada knows what is Prabhu, what is Prabhvi, what is Mataji. He knows all those terms better than all of us put together. But Srila Prabhupada used those terms sometimes to make some foolish men understand who were considering themselves Prabhu. No, you call the Matajis also Prabhu. Because you have got you think you are so superior. You think they have no right to stay in the temple. You think they have no right to lead kirtan. So for them, Prabhupada said, now you address them also as Prabhu. So, but that doesn't mean that, every Mataji should be addressed as Prabhu. So but sometimes, my Guru Maharaj, Srila Radhanath Swami Maharaj, he always addresses them as Mataji or Devi. But sometimes he also addresses them as Prabhu occasionally. So he was asked why. Because Maharaj has lived in India most of his life, so he knows the Indian culture. We don't call Prabhu. Some outsider will listen, they will find it very funny that we are addressing a lady as Prabhu. So Maharaj was asked. So Maharaj very simply said that they are Mataji. They are my mothers. Prabhupada said, Matravat Paradaryeshu. So, and I'm not married. I was never married. So for me, every woman is a mother, Maharaj said. Everyone is a mother. So if the mother says that I prefer my child, you call me Prabhu. So what will a little child do? He will say whatever the mother says. Okay, mother, you prefer that I call you Prabhu, I will call you Prabhu. Like a little small arbhak, small baby, small child. Maharaj said, I am like a small child. Spiritually also, I am like a small child. And Prabhupada has taught me to see them as my mothers. So if my mother sometimes says that you call me Prabhu, okay, mother, I'll call you Prabhu. How can a child disobey? So Maharaj said, that is my mood. Hare Krishna. So whether we address them as Prabhu, whether we address them as Mataji or Devi or Mother, it's okay. Different devotees have different preferences. These are small details. We should not fight over it and get emotional over it and go on the Facebook and internet and start criticizing each other about it. No. We want to get Krishna. We want to please Krishna. We are not going to fight over these issues which are inconsequential. And many times these issues are born because we don't respect Matajis, because we don't treat them with care, concern, and we don't protect their Krishna consciousness. Physical protection, emotional protection, spiritual protection. Matajis also should have facility to lead kirtans, to speak Hari Katha, to do Swadhyay, to do Seva, to be in the temple, to worship the deities. So these are important things. Most of the controversies in a devotee society are born because devotees failed to follow the standards of Krishna consciousness. These issues come up because women have been disrespected in the past. Certain litigations happen because children have not been protected. Children have been ill-treated by devotees who are not following the path of Srila Prabhupada. Ritvik philosophy is born where they say that Srila Prabhupada is the last final initiating Acharya because certain devotees who took the responsibility of being a spiritual master could not live up to the standards given by Srila Prabhupada. So when devotees saw so many so-called gurus are falling down, they lost faith. And then the Ritvik philosophy came up. So you see, every problem, whether it is the Vaishnavi problem, or whether it is the Gurukul problem, or whether it is the Ritvik problem, whether it is devotees leaving ISKCON problem, they are all born because we as a society do not take responsibility for the purity. Because we are not following the Vaishnava etiquette, because we are not following the Sadachar, the Vaishnava standards, because we are not making spiritual advancement, because we are not taking the path of Krishna consciousness very seriously. because we are not fired up devotees. That's why all these controversies arise. Prevention is better than cure. Now we have to deal with all these issues. But prevention is better. Best is to maintain purity. Best is to go deep. Best is to be humble. If someone is really exalted, someone is really a pure devotee, someone has really realized Krishna, who is going to question all these things? Who is going to question? All these questions arise. This should be done, that should be done. You can become guru, you cannot become guru. Because devotees have been burned by their past experience. So it's a wake-up call for us. We have to follow what Prabhupada has given us very strictly. Otherwise, it's just going to create more and more problems, newer and newer complications, newer and newer controversies for us. So here Srila Prabhupada says something little technical, that the wife of a Brahmana is considered one of the 7 mothers. We know that there are 7 types of mothers: the biological mother, the nurse who also takes care of us, the wife of the spiritual master, the queen, the cow, Mother Earth. Like that, there are 7 mothers. Such contact between man and woman was known as Uttam and Adham. So there are 2 types of relationship between man and woman, Uttam and Adham. And the woman should always be uplifted. So a Brahmani cannot marry a Kshatriya. That is called Adham. But she can have an upgrade. So remember, a woman should always be upgraded. So a Kshatriya woman can marry a Brahman. Like Devahuti married Kardama Muni, who was a Brahman, and she was a Kshatriyani. So that is allowed because there is an upgrade. But there shouldn't, and same is also okay. Kshatriya queen marrying a Kshatriya prince, Kshatriya princess marrying a Kshatriya prince, like Srimati Sita Devi getting married to Sri Ramchandra. That is fine. But Brahmani, sorry, Devahuti, not Devan, Devahuti. A Brahmani getting married to Kshatriya is not proper. For example, Yayati Maharaj, Kshatriya, getting married to the daughter of Sri Shukracharya, who was a Brahmani, that is Devyani. That is not proper. So that is called Adham. Otherwise, Uttam is a Vaishya getting married to a Kshatriya, or a Kshatriya girl getting married to a Brahmana, like that. Contact of a Brahmana with a Kshatriya woman is Uttam. It is okay. But the contact of a Kshatriya with a Brahman woman is Adham, therefore condemned, like that. Because the principle is there should always be upgrade for the woman. So this is our Vedic culture, always thinking of protecting the women, upgrading them, giving them better and better. So also here Srila Prabhupada says something important. It is abominable for a Kshatriya to be defeated by one who is inferior in strength or equal in strength. So Arjun being defeated, Prabhupada says, by Bhishma Dev was not a problem because Bhishma Dev was superior. It was not an insult. Because Prabhupada says Bhishma Dev was far superior to Arjun in all ways: age, respect, and strength. Sometimes people make a controversy. Was Arjun better warrior or Bhishma Dev? Well, there is no doubt. Prabhupada says in one class I have heard, Bhishma Dev could defeat 35 Arjuns simultaneously. Where Srila Prabhupada got that from, I do not know. But Srila Prabhupada is a Siddha Mahabhagavat. So we can accept his words as Praman. But Karna was equal to Arjun. Again, this is another controversy. Devotees argue sometimes. Was Karna superior or inferior to Arjun? Prabhupada says he was equal. And there is evidence in Mahabharata also that he was a tough competitor, and he almost he was equal and almost defeated also Arjun in the final war. Crisis. It was felled by Arjun, and therefore Karna was killed even by crooked means because they were equally matched. Karna and Arjun were equally matched. So Krishna said, he is wicked, you are pious. So it's okay to take shelter of some crookedness to get rid of him. Anyway, they are also breaking so many rules. They also killed your son Abhimanyu in an unfair way. Such are the engagements of Kshatriyas. So Maharaj Yudhishthira is inquiring from Arjun, What happened? Were you defeated by someone who was your equal or inferior to you? What happened? Have you not taken care of old men and boys who deserve to dine with you? Have you left them and taken your meals alone? This is also Prabhupada explaining in the purport that it is the duty of the householder to feed everyone first before eating. Therefore, in the Vedic culture, nobody would go hungry. Prabhupada said, around my temples, nobody should sleep hungry. So this is the Vedic culture. We feed everyone. Then we take. This is the duty of a Grahastha. So Grahastha ashram, there is sense gratification, yes. But the only way to purify us is to follow these principles of dharma, where we give in charity, where we feed others free of cost. We give them food. We give them money. This charity is important duty of a householder. Only a householder is required to do charity. The other three ashrams don't have to. Brahmachari ashram doesn't have to give charity. The Vanaprastha and sannyasis also don't have to give charity. It is only the duty of the Grahastha to give charity. We are the only one who can give charity. So we should give charity. So did you fail to give charity? Did you eat your meal alone? We are not supposed to eat alone. We have to make sure everybody around us is fed. Have you committed some unpardonable mistake which is considered to be abominable? Did you give something that is akshamam? The word uses akshamam. जिसके लिए क्षमा नहीं कर सकते. Did you do anything, any offense to the vriddhas, to the balak, the children? What have you done? Have you done something horrible? Or is it that, verse number 44, or is it that you are feeling empty for all time because you might have lost your most intimate friend, Atma Bandhuna, your own friend? Kaschid Preshtha Menatha Hridayena Bandhuna Shunyosmi Rahito Nityam Manyasete Nyatha Naruk. So, Hridayena Atmana. Most intimate. Friend of the bosom, as I say. Most heartfelt friend. Atma Bandhu, your dear friend. Shunya. Rahit. Have you lost the association of your dear most friend? Preshtha Tamena. Tamena means superlative, most. And Preshtha means very dear. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale. Srila Prabhupada is very dear to Lord Krishna. Krishna Preshtha. So here, Preshtha Tamena. Your most dear Bandhu, Arjun. Your most dear Bandhu, that is Krishna. Oh Arjun, have you lost his association? Is that why you are so dejected? Ruk. Mental distress, anguish. Is that why you are so sad? Finally, Yudhishthira Maharaj, he was skirting this topic of Krishna's disappearance, but finally in the last verse, he spills out the real thing. He comes to the point directly. After beating around the bush, covering all possibilities, finally Yudhishthira Maharaj says, hey Arjun, you are so dejected. I have never seen you so dejected before. Is it that you have lost the association of your dearmost friend Krishna? Like that, he's asking. So even though he was doubtful about it, Yudhishthira was obliged to inquire frankly from Arjun on the basis of Shri Narad Muni's indication. We saw in chapter 13, previous chapter, how Narad Muni had given indication that Krishna is almost done with his Leela. He might leave the world, and once he leaves, then you brothers, you also plan to leave. You can stay on earth as long as Krishna is there. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports of the first canto, 14th chapter of Srīmad Bhāgavatam, entitled The Disappearance of Lord Krishna. Grantharaj Srīmad Bhāgavatam ki Jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Nitai Gaur Premanandi. Hari Hari Bol. Thank you very much, dear devotees. Hare Krishna. Now, next whole week, I am having night shifts starting from tomorrow, 6 p.m. to 4 a.m. So what I can do is, evening is impossible for me because 6 p.m. to 4 a.m. So I cannot do. But I can do classes in the morning after the japa session. So is that okay? So it will be evening in India and morning, but morning in USA means everybody will be in office.
What time?
You can Tell me what to do.
No, what time is that you're saying in the morning, bro? After?
So I'm totally flexible. We can do 7 to 8, 7:30 to 8:30, or even after that. But after that, it will be office hours for US devotees. So, but we can do 7 to 8 if that's okay. Would that be okay? You think? Instead of giving a gap the whole week?
It will be evening 5:30 in India.
So let me know. Think and let me know. You can let Ajay Govind Prabhu know. Then Ajay Govind Prabhu can give me the final verdict.
We can put a vote, Prabhuji, on the WhatsApp. Let's see what
we can do. Okay. Actually, Mataji Shama Krishna is saying will be difficult. 7 to 8 will be difficult.
Probably morning hours, maybe getting ready for office or
dropping kids to school. Okay, then in that case we'll just wait. We'll do it. So next Tuesday. So next week nothing, but the Tuesday after that we'll continue. And this week is my last night shift. Then March I don't have any night shifts, so I'll be done. Okay, so we'll just take a gap. So you can hear and read more about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because Gaur Purnima is coming. And also you can work on the open book exams. Just get it out of the way. We will be going a little fast now because many of these chapters, they are very nectarian. But Amarendra Prabhu has given me very valuable feedback that Prabhuji, you need to keep pace. You're just going at your own pace. It will take 10 years, not 5 years. So he said you should try to finish in 2.5 years maximum. So I've actually written it down here. He gave me 8 instructions. One of them is to pace the Bhakti Vaibhava nicely and finish in 2.5 years. So we'll be going fast. So you saw we finish one chapter in 3 sessions. So you can tell Amarendra Prabhu. Give him positive feedback. Okay, so next week nothing, and then we'll meet on Tuesday, USA. So Wednesday, India time. So we'll take questions now. Hare Krishna. Shama Kishori Mataji, then Shamchandra Prabhu, then Divya Mataji. One second, I'll give you the ability to unmute yourself. But just mute yourself after your question. Hare Krishna. Shama Kishori.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandat Pranam. Thank you for the wonderful class. I had 2 questions, Prabhuji. I think in one of the sessions it was mentioned that Lord Krishna left his material body behind. But I had also heard that when he rose up, people could actually see him, like the demigods, they saw him going up. So is that
Only
right?
Brahmaji and Shivji saw. Only Brahmaji and Shivji saw. But the materialistic people, they found that there was a material body left behind by Krishna, which Arjun cremated. It is mentioned in Mahabharata. Actually, last time there was a question also we didn't have time to answer. Similar question, why did Krishna leave behind a material body? Because Srila Prabhupada clearly writes it was a manifestation of the Virat Roop, material body Krishna left behind. Because there were atheists who did not believe that Krishna is God. And ye yatha mam prapadyante tam sathava bhajamam. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, as people approach me, I reciprocate accordingly. So someone doesn't want to believe in Krishna, then Krishna will give them enough evidence to hold on to their false conviction that Krishna is not God. Just like we were discussing in ISKCON, if someone wants pure devotional service, there are many pure devotees and there are many sincere devotees who can nourish, guide us. But if we are looking for gossip and controversial topics, then that also will get in plenty. It just depends what we want. So those who want to believe that Krishna is God, Krishna gave them many reasons to believe he is God. 7-year-old, he's picking up Govardhan. In Dwarka, he's expanding into 16,108 Krishnas. In Ras Leela, he's expanding himself into millions of Krishnas and dancing with all the gopis. So he gave many reasons for killing Kansa when he was only 11 years old. That Kansa who even Bhishma Dev could not defeat. In Garga Samhita, there is a story where once Karna attacked Hastinapur. And that time Bhishma Dev was not on the throne because he could not be the king, but he was the caretaker of Hastinapur. His brothers had just died. So these kids were still small. And Karna attacked. And there was a war. Garga Samhita describes there was a war. Keshi was there with Karna, with Kansa. So Kansa, Keshi on one side, and our Bhishma Pitama on the other side, protecting Hastinapur. So it was a very ferocious war. But Bhishma Dev retreated. He retreated. He could not kill Kansa. Kansa was too strong for Bhishma Dev. Garga Samhita, that story is there, I have read it. So he retreated and he gave some donation to Kansa. So Kansa was pacified for the time being. But Bhishma Dev knew that in the future Krishna will come and take care of Kansa. But that Kansa, who even Bhishma Dev could not defeat, he was killed by Krishna when he was 11 years old. 11 years old. Maithili is 10 years old. So 11-year-old is not much bigger than that. He pulled the Kansa down from his throne and punched him to death. And Chana or Mushtik and Kuvalaya appeared also. So Krishna gave even enough evidence for people to believe that he is Bhagwan. But those who were atheistic, unko bhi thoda sa gossip karne ke liye fodder de diya. Aise. So that was the answer. Is that okay, Shama Kishori Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. And today you mentioned, you gave the example of, Srila Prabhupada disciple, and we should do something, for those who are getting old. So does ISKCON have anything, Prabhuji, any project like that, which we can support? Because we are not even aware of, who needs help and how we could help.
So Gaurang Prabhu started this a couple of years ago, and there is a full support of GBC, and they are developing a whole system where we can do Varishtha Vaishnava Seva, and it involves many recommendations which the local temples have to implement. Like every temple has a budget, so keeping some budget for taking care of Varishtha Vaishnavas and making facilities for them. But see, because ISKCON is an international society and every temple is independent, it depends on the local temple management. But the recommendations are almost ready. I think Gaurang Prabhu has already started making presentations also on Varishtha Vaishnava Seva. So the local temple can reach out to the GBC representative, and all the facilities are there and all the recommendations are also there. And then locally they can implement as much as they can. There is now also an International Association of Healthcare Workers, ISKCON devotee, doctors, nurses, speech therapists, physical therapists, occupational therapists, pharmacists, like that. And they are willing to give free online help. So recently it was circulated also, or many of you must have seen it on WhatsApp. So like that, work is being done, but a lot of work needs to be done. So you can talk with your local temple leaders and get in touch with the GBC representative. And Gaurang Prabhu has created the whole handbook, how to take care.
Thank you, Prabhuji. And I was just expressing my thoughts, but if everyone wants to go ahead with the class, please do whatever is convenient for everyone for next week.
Okay. So maybe Ajay Govind Prabhu, he is very tech savvy. So he said we'll have a poll. It's democracy nowadays. So we'll have a poll. So democracy is demon crazy, but not among devotees.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
So we can have voting. We can see. I can do 2 classes on the weekdays also in the morning. Okay, Shamchandra Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam, Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you once again for a wonderful class. In fact, we are blessed today with the presence of His Holiness Bhakti Swarup Govind Maharaj. He is also head of class.
Hare Krishna.
And Maharaj may want to ask some question also, but Maharaj is telling me ki aap pehle puchiye. So it is order, so I will ask the question first. So my question is very simple, Prabhu. I mean, this principle of Dadati principle, where see, in the olden days, the Brahmanas, when they gave knowledge or when they shared their wisdom from the scriptures, in return, they expected only grains and those kind of things. I mean, whatever was willing for the support. And but in the present times, we have to move with times also, so that translates into like a money, because sometimes it's difficult to give charity in return to what we receive in the form of grains and all that. So we end up giving Lakshmi. So I was just thinking now in relation to how the way you explained, I'm fully with you. I understood because what happens is our mood is to serve, and then whereas at the same time you said that a Brahmana should not accept Lakshmi also, because the danger is that he has not given the scriptural knowledge for the sake of money. He has not done that. But then he has to receive it because it has been given out of love by the other side. So, so how do we, because both the sides needs to be happy, because it's a loving exchange of devotional etiquette. So how do we, and you also said that what is that? Not inferior. I mean, the lower devotee should always be in the service mode of the higher devotee, which is, we know. But the service should not be like, the senior should not accept the service of carrying the bag or carrying his books or something like that. But this is the duty of the junior devotee. He would love to do that. I mean, the senior may not be able to stop that. It's because the junior devotee will grab the bag from his hand, and we all do that. When the moment we see some senior, we want to do that seva. So, so that was my actually dilemma. How do we go about this?
So, yes, Prabhuji, the junior devotees, of course, we should not consider ourselves to be senior to anybody. But those who are considering themselves to be juniors, they are always very enthusiastic to serve the senior Vaishnavas. And that is our etiquette, Vaishnava etiquette. That is Vaishnava Sadachar. Yadyapi tumi ho jagata pavan, toma sparsha pavan hoye deva munigan, tathapi bhaktera swabhav maryada rakshan, maryada palan hai sadhura bhushan. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tells Sanatana Goswami, you did not take the path in front of the Simhadwar, but you took the path from the ocean, where the sand, the midday sand in Jagannath Puri was hot like coal, and your feet are blistered. Why you did not take the road in front of Simhadwaram, which is cool and shady? Why you came from the beach? Oh Mahaprabhu, the sevaks of Jagannath are always coming in and out of Simhadwaram. My body is filled with ulcers and blood and pus. And if they touch me also, I belong to a lower caste. If they touch my body, they will become apavitra. And then there will be problem in their service. So therefore I took. So Mahaprabhu says, Yadyapi tumi ho jagata pavan. Oh Sanatan Goswami, you are saying by touching you, the pandas will become contaminated? Yadyapi tumi ho jagata pavan, toma sparshe pavan hoye deva munigan. Even the devatas and the munis, they will become purified by touching you. Yadyapi tum ho jagata pavan, toma sparshe pavan hoye deva munigan, tathapi bhaktera swabhav maryada rakshan. But it is the nature of a devotee to maintain Vaishnava etiquette. Tathapi bhaktera swabhav maryada rakshan, maryada palan hai sadhura bhushan. The ornament that make us attractive to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not gold necklace or gold rings. What is our bhushan? What is our ornamentation? Vaishnava etiquette. Yes, so you are right. Vaishnava etiquette. Amanina mana dena. That is Vaishnava etiquette. We want to give respect, especially to the senior devotees. But the senior devotees, so there are a few things. The senior devotee should accept such service यदि वो उसे पचा सके तो. अगर पचाने का सामर्थ्य है तो सेवा लो. Otherwise one should not take, because it will implicate, and then even the senior devotees fall down. And the Vaishnava history is a witness to this. Number one. Number two, if they give money, like you said, sometimes they give Lakshmi because it's just easy. Sometimes we just give Lakshmi. So a senior Vaishnava may accept it, but donate it to the temple. So the devotee is happy that you accepted, but you are not keeping it for yourself. You are donating it to the temple. Or you also give money back. It is dadati pratigranati. So pratigranati hoga to dadati bhi karo. Fir aap bhi do unko Lakshmi. But don't keep it in your pocket. See, Prabhuji, in Chaitanya Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is extensive description of Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur. Lakshahira, the prostitute at Benapole, was very rich. She was very rich. She had earned a lot of money through her illicit profession of prostitution. When Srila Haridas Thakur gave her Diksha and saved her, he could have said, Abhi Guru Dakshina do. She had money. What does Srila Haridas Thakur say? You donate all your money, all your jewelry, your house, your property to the Brahman Vaishnavas. Only keep one thing for you. What is that? a white sari. Clad yourself in that white sari and come. Sit here, serve Tulsi Devi. You can take my kutir. I will give you Japmala. Every day you chant 3 lakh Harinam. Tulsi Sevan and Nirantar Nam. You do this, and Srila Haridas Thakur did not stay there even for 1 muhurta. He gave away, so she gave away whatever property she had, and Haridas Thakur gave away whatever property he had to her. He did not take a penny from her. And our acharyas comment to this pastime that one who takes dakshina, a devotee who takes dakshina, I'm not talking about devotees who are in the renounced order of life. Those who are really renounced, those who are clad in saffron, they can digest. वो already fire hai. Saffron color means fire. White color means pure. We are trying to become, we are in the path of Chetodarpana Marjana. But someone like Param Pujya Srila Bhakti Swarup Govinda Maharaj, they are clad in saffron. They are in the fire. They are purifying even gold. They have the power to purify even gold. They can digest. We cannot digest. हाँ सॉरी मुझे सुना नहीं दिया.
इतना बड़ा मिसकंसेप्शन किसी के बारे में अच्छा नहीं.
Hare Krishna. I should have glorified you even more. That is my misconception. मैंने थोड़ी कमी कर दी. So but we cannot digest as grahasthas because we are wearing white. White means we are trying to become pure. Chetodarpana Marjana. So we will not be able to digest. So yes, Prabhuji, we should. So our acharyas comment that one who takes dakshina takes the Dakshin Marg. Dakshin Marg means the path of Yamaraj. South. They go south. Their bhakti also goes south. They also go south. Our acharyas have written like that in Tika to that pastime of Haridas Thakur. Jo dakshina lete hai, wo Dakshin Marg mein jate hai. They are creating their road to hell. Yamalaya. So therefore we have to be very careful, Prabhuji. Because see, what I was talking about is sometimes because we are second initiated, we think I am a Brahman. A Brahman can receive Dakshina. But then we are working as a 9 to 5 job also. Udhar bhi paisa kama raha hai. And we are living a luxurious life. We are sleeping on a nice king size bed. And then we are saying that I will take Dakshina. On what basis? What have you done? So that's why. So even if we take, somebody gives, we should give it to the temple. Krishna can accept it. We cannot accept. We don't have those samarthya nahi hai. We don't have that power. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much for a wonderful answer. And before I hand you over to Maharaj, I also want to introduce you. There is one more great brahmachari with me. His Grace Abhijit Prabhu. He is serving in MI, Mayapur Institute. And about 23 years back, he was All India ranked 5 in IIT, Bombay.
Hare Krishna.
Okay. In All India exam. And then he did his PhD from University of Urbana-Champaign, PhD in Computer Science. And he has worked in Microsoft or was it Google? He worked in Google for a few years. And Goldman Sachs also. And is a wonderful godbrother of mine. Maharaj used to love him like anything. I remember that Pandharpur Yatra of 2002. Yeah. And whenever in the early 2000s I used to visit USA, wherever he was, he used to travel and serve me with some prasadam. He's also a great cook, you know. So he's starting with Maharaj, and we are very happy to have him also. So now, Maharaj ji, aapka prashna puchiye ab.
Prashna nahi. Hare Krishna. Let me introduce you, dear devotees, to His Holiness Srila Bhakti Swarup Govinda Maharaj. Srila Bhakti Swarup Govinda Maharaj is a beloved disciple of Srila Bhakti Swarup Damodar Maharaj. Dr. T.D. Singh, famous Dr. T.D. Singh, throughout the Science of Self-Realization and other books of Srila Prabhupada Leelamrit. So Srila Bhakti Swarup Damodar Maharaj, unke sad shishya hai Srila Bhakti Swarup Govinda Maharaj ji. और ये व्रज मंडल में वास करते हैं. व्रज मंडल में भी गोवर्धन के पास वास करते हैं, और गोवर्धन के पास में भी राधा कुंड के तट पर इनका वास है. So he, Srila Bhakti Swarup Govinda Maharaj, is joining us from Shri Radha Kund. So we are just so fortunate to even have darshan of Maharaj ji. I had the good fortune of attending Maharaj's initiation ceremony. He was giving Diksha during the month of Kartik. And Maharaj is a very, very rasik, very, very advanced Vaishnava. I am telling you from the bottom of my heart. Please take darshan of Srila Bhakti Swarup Govinda Maharaj. He's a very, very exalted, deeply realized Brajvasi Vaishnava, and he's one of our Gurujan. He's one of the initiating spiritual masters in our state. So Prabhuji, please enlighten us.
आप देख सकते हैं सभी मैं तो धस गया हूँ इनके फोर्स से ना अब क्या बोलूं ये भी भूल गया Actually, Prabhu, I was contemplating. We heard that it's not in appreciation of what it is just the heart's natural, spontaneous feeling. So we heard that comment purebhakti.com, right? And spontaneously the purenectar.com appeared in my conscience, and we were hearing you, and it's a great pleasure. How else to describe it? Just one question I would ask you, and then very wonderful question answering. I really appreciate it. You really wrote out, but before I forget, I want to bring this. It was the most wonderful, humorous etiquette we learned from our superiors, from our Guru Vargas, and what to speak about from our own spiritual master, as you mentioned, and from our father also, as we grew up in Vedic tradition. Many idealistic thoughts we received from our parents, and oftentimes, even when, but they stand with us because we accept the father as our authority, first Guru. And in the same way, as you were relating this incident with Srila Radhanath Maharaj, your spiritual master, it just, I felt so amazingly humorous. You know, yeah, unko de do. उनको प्रभु कहलाना चाहते हैं उनको प्रभु कह दो. My father used to say, वचन ही किम दरिद्रता, वचनों से हम दरिद्र क्यों बने? You know, if I have to feed somebody, if I have to give somebody, I have to spend, it costs me. Right? तो किसी को मान देने में तो cost भी नहीं लगती. Why a sadhak should be so confused in मान देना? This principle, it costs nothing. If you think somebody is looking for respect, you know, sometime somebody may make a comment, oh, उनको मान चाहिए. अरे भाई मान दिया क्यों नहीं आपने? और कुछ देने में तो कुछ कॉस्ट होती ना. वचनों से दरिद्र होने में क्या कॉस्ट लग गई? क्यों दरिद्र बने हम? Plenty of words we speak, so much gossip, so much things. अरे एक वैष्णव को प्रसन्न किया जा सकता है just by speaking nice words. So Radhanath Maharaj says, oh, sometimes the mother likes to be called as stuff. बोल दो ना, वाक्य कि मैं सन्यासी हूँ, you are woman. All this duality, the duality is manifest in every iota, in every unit of time. We have to simply overlook it and realize, experience the transcendence anywhere we are. It is in the conscience, and conscience connects to our consciousness. Consciousness is like a big storehouse in computer. Conscience is what you connect in the present moment. Anyway, that was a wonderful, I was just elated. And आपके बारे में तो क्या मैं कहूँ, कुछ नहीं. पर एक मेरा प्रश्न है. You really wonderfully explained this Kripa Siddha aspect. That is the purest thing. And it will free any sadhaka, this concept, to claim anything. Our situation is between claiming and acknowledging. We are stuck between the two. We have to move towards 100% acknowledgement and free ourselves 100% from claiming. And it ultimately will depend on the consciousness. So from that point of view, what our superiors or the Guru Vargas speak sometimes may appear as if they are claiming something. but we do not know their consciousness. We do not know the total consumption of their consciousness, total consumption of their everything in the service of their Sri Guru. So it's up to in the observation of the recipient. Are we recipient, or we are thinking that I am giving? We are only receiving. Vaishnavas are to be served. So हम सर्विस उनकी करते हैं जिनसे हम कुछ मिलता है. We are not doing them a favor. जीवे दया, उसमें तो हम किसी को फेवर कर रहे हैं, बट वो भी सेवा भाव से. बट स्पेशली द वैष्णवास, any Vaishnavas, junior, senior, Guru Varga, what to speak about them, Prabhupada and all this. Unlimited, the whole idea is that this perception of service, which is our Swarup, correct? How can we afford to become bereft of it even for a moment? That must rule our conscience. Consciousness तो बहुत storehouse है. Every moment conscience. तो मेरा प्रश्न है कि जब आपने कृपा सिद्धि की बात बताई, so spot on. And then you said that we do bhajan to attract Krishna's mercy. Now you left that unsolved, solve that how to attract Krishna's mercy.
हरे कृष्णा. महाराज जी, मैंने बहुत उद्दंडता की है पहले भक्ति संगा जपा ग्रुप में. when I did not know you, you would always ask and make sometimes ask questions, or out of my uddandata I used to even dare to reply. But महाराज जी, मेरी बोलती बंद हो गई है आपका दर्शन लेके. मैं कुछ नहीं बोल पाऊंगा. I am just simply receiving. Please महाराज जी, आप ही उत्तर दीजिए.
नहीं,
please.
I wish you could perceive. I pray that you perceive what I am feeling in my heart. You know, it's a pure joy. And as we sometimes, what happens in professing idealism, and many times as we are all growing, sometimes it backfires. No? The idealism which I profess, someone may look in a different way, and they can make comments on me, or someone may even make comment on you. So unless we perceive the inner sentiment of someone's heart, it's very difficult. But our Guru Vargas have given that when somebody says something, it should be taken as an appreciation only. The comment welcome.com, बहुत से .com आजकल आ गए हैं, तो उसमें many times very interesting comments come. You know, in spite of you doing your best, I doing my best. That's the only thing. That's our limit, na? We can constantly pray to our Sri Guru to just bless us, that we become only the instrument to only share what we understand, what we feel so wonderful about it. Nothing else beyond it. But generally, Mother Yashoda ka jo example, I wish that you little bit share. Mother Yashoda भी भगवान को बांधना चाहती थी. उस कॉन्टेक्स्ट लेके Mother Yashoda ने जो endeavor किया, all these things which we hear and started. But what will cause Krishna's mercy, if that becomes our hankering, and how you address this means attracting Krishna's ultimate mercy. Here I will say ultimate mercy, no, because mercy तो हम सबको मिली है. We do acknowledge we got lot of mercy. We do acknowledge we are very, very blessed, very blessed.
Yes.
But still something remains, na.
Yes.
नहीं तो भजन ही क्यों कर? There's a difference between acknowledging that I am very blessed compared to I want to become fully blessed, which I have not become yet. Na? So what is how to connect from acknowledging that I am very blessed to achieving the platform of becoming fully blessed?
Hare Krishna. Maharaj ji, what I have heard from our Guru Varga, I will, for your pleasure, I will repeat it to see if I can understand what is in your heart. And if I am not able to grasp what is in your heart, then you please answer, give the real answer. Maharajji, what I have heard, what I have read, even though I don't have any bhajan bal, I don't have any realization, I don't have any pavitrata, but still what I have heard from our Guru Varga, what I have read, is that Shad anga sharanagati hoibe jahara tahara prarthana shune Shri Nanda Kumar. That where there is Shad anga sharanagati, sharanagati is the way to attract Krishna's mercy. Dainya Atma Nivedana Goptritve Varana Avashya Rakshive Krishna Vishwasa Palana Bhakti Anukula Matra Karyara Svikar Bhakti Pratikula Bhava Varjan Angikar. These 6 limbs of Sharanagati: humility, Dainyata, Atma Nivedanam, offering everything to Krishna, like Manasa Deha Geha Joki Chumor or Pilutu Apade Nanda Kishore. Goptritve Varana, accepting Krishna as one's maintainer, not the money, not the family members, not the contacts, resources, influence, but Krishna is my maintainer. Goptritve Varana. And always having faith that Krishna will protect me. Avashya Rakshive Krishna Vishwasa Palana. Whether we are in the situation of Abhimanyu, surrounded by 7 Maharathis who are attacking and there is no one to help, whether we are in the position of Jatayu, where there is a fully armed Ravan chopping off our wings and slaughtering us, or whether we are like Prahlad Maharaj, who even fire cannot touch and the sharpest sword and spears cannot touch. Whatever our situation is, or whether we are like Ambarish Maharaj, where the Sudarshan Chakra is protecting us and we can see it. Whether we are like Jatayu or Abhimanyu or Prahlad or Ambarish Maharaj, but we should have faith that on the level of bhakti, on the level of soul, Krishna is always there to protect me. And for us, abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha griyate. That is anukulyasa sankalpa and pratikulyasa varjanam. To do what is favorable and to not do what is unfavorable. If we follow these 6 limbs of Sharanagati, then it is only by Sharanagati, Sharanagati, Sharanagati that we can attract Krishna. Shadanga Sharanagati hoibe jahar tahara prarthana shune Shri Nanda Kumar. When Draupadi Devi exemplified Sharanagati by raising her hands and Govinda Dwaraka Vasi Krishna Gopi Janapriya, she invoked the gopis of Vrindavan. Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada's beloved god brother, says this is in the 110,000 verses of Mahabharata, this is the only place where the Vraj gopis are invoked. And that was in the Kuru Sabha by Srimati Draupadi Devi. Govinda Dwarakavasi Krishna Gopi Janapriya. Oh Krishna, your Gopi Janapriya. Those gopis who had donated their sari, whose sari you had stolen. Now give me that sari back. Now I need you. Agre Kunam Atha Pandavanam Dushasena Rita Vastra Kesha. He's holding my kesh and my vastra. Krishna tada kroshad ananyanatha Govinda Damodara Madhaviti. That is Sharanagati. Sharanagati attracts Krishna. Unless we practice Sharanagati, Milahina Raghupati Bina Anuraga Koti Janma Japatap Vairaga. We can do Japatap Vairagya for many, many births. But if we don't have that Preeti, that Anurag, that Sharanagati, then we'll not get Krishna. Preeti nayavat mai vasudeve namuchyate deha yoge natavat. Rishabdev Maharaj says that as long as we don't have love, that Preeti for Krishna, that Sharanagati, we cannot get freed from this material world. So really, in one sentence, in my heart, the answer is that when a devotee considers, in spite of doing anukulyasa sankalpa and pratikulyasa varjanam, doing all the practice, following all the vidhi of bhakti and avoiding all the nishedh, sab vidhi nishedh ka dhyan rख कर still a devotee feels that I don't have any bal. I don't have any bal. अपने आप को स्वयं को एकदम बलहीन समझकर भगवान के नाम द्वारा भगवान के पूर्ण बल का अनुभव करना, उसे कहते हैं शरणागति. That I am balahin and just taking helplessly the shelter of Krishna Naam. Harer Naam, Harer Naam, Harer Naam eva kevalam. Just taking shelter of Krishna Naam, knowing I don't have anything else. And just tattenu kampam susamikshamam. Just waiting for Krishna's mercy. That is what attracts Krishna. Apabal, tapabal, aur bahubal, chauto hai bal dam. Sur kishor kripate sabbal, hare ko harinam. So we have to just... हाँ
राधा गोविंद महाराज ये यूज करते हैं.
हाँ, श्रील राधा गोविंद महाराज कथा में कहते हैं हारे को हरि नाम. उन्हीं से सुना है सूरदास जी, हारे को हरि नाम. तो बस वही है. दैट इज द वे टू अट्रैक्ट कृष्णा, कि बस हार जाओ. हे कृष्णा, आई हैव ट्राइड एवरीथिंग बट आई हैव फेल्ड.
I think this acknowledgement that I may हार गया हूँ, I am bankrupt. This is possible only in Kali Yuga.
Hare Krishna.
Kali Yuga living entities are very arrogant, very proud, and very endowed with all the decorative anarthas which I feel in myself. But some circumstances do come where a person को अपनी औकात, अपनी हैसियत समझ में आ जाती है. And he says, Hari Bol, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. What a wonderful rendition. Yes, subtle point है. मैं तो एक साधक के रूप में, if I compare my minuscule sadhana compared to many of you, I feel very, जैसे ईर्ष्या होती है ना, ईर्ष्या होती है कि मैं इतनी क्यों नहीं कर पाता साधना, especially like you're fully consuming enthusiasm in letting pure nectar flow from your lotus mouth. So don't take it in other way. It is just a natural appreciation. Comparatively, we must be in touch with such stalwart sadhakas also. And again, you put the point that then why do sadhana if kripa siddhi is the only thing? Just crave for kripa. In that connection, our very sadhana is meant to evoke or give us the realization how utterly unqualified I am. Because when you speak Prabhu, it is a different level. When someone with a very minimum sadhana, not even properly, when I speak, it doesn't match with what कहते हैं कि preaching what you profess. To realize that Krishna Kripa badi durlabh hai na? Durlabh, how will I realize it is durlabh unless I do that much sadhana? ये तो information हो गई. फिर आपने कह दिया कि कृष्ण कृपा के लिए craving करनी चाहिए, you have to be desperate and everything. तो desperation कैसे आएगा? कोई किसी चीज को पाने के लिए इतनी मेहनत करेगा तो the appraisal of that object of what he wants would go higher and higher and higher because he's not getting it. And Krishna is pulling us to the verge. Draupadi ka example, what could be a better example? In context of Mother Yashoda, what was the missing point? And this is a very touchy thing. Mother Yashoda ne to जबरदस्त एंडेवर किया ना, बट एंडेवर मीन्स ओनली 98%. कभी कभी मैंने सुना है हमारी सोसाइटी में कि भाई एंडेवर इज द वन पॉइंट एंड द अदर वन इज द मर्सी. But endeavor counts even for us sadhakas because we rejoice the passion of Mother Yashoda. But what is learning for us? Endeavor, we are very much endeavor, doing tremendous sadhana and everything. There is a lot of endeavor. फिर आपने शरणागति की बात हो रहा है, that is the connecting point. तो उसमें वो जो desperation है, desperation कैसे आएगा? यही मेरा प्रश्न था. क्योंकि जो इतनी साधना करते हैं उनमें तो desperation somehow they stand greater chance to have this feeling desperation, because इतना प्रयत्न किया ना, इतना प्रयत्न करने के बाद में भी they feel that they haven't got it. तब तो रोना ही बाकी है ना. तो रोना easy नहीं है. Please help us. How we can be so strengthened if साधना ही हमारा वो बन जाए कि ऐसा नहीं कि मैं साधन सिद्ध बनने जा रहा हूँ, मेरी साधना इतनी विशाल है, इतनी मैं तो ये प्राइड ले ही नहीं सकता. लेकिन उतना यदि मैं साधना करूं और फिर सोचूं कि आई हैव मेट यू और एनीवन एल्स, तो वहां पे मेरी स्थिति होगी कि फिर यदि इफ आई थिंक दैट आई एम मे भी कम नहीं किसी से, तो फिर डेस्परेशन कैसे आएगा? डेस्परेशन का सीक्रेट क्या है? कुछ कोड बताइए. आप में मैं डेस्परेशन देखता हूँ.
हरे कृष्ण. श्रील रूप गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद, in that verse, which was the inspiration for Srila Prabhupada to name our society Antarrashtriya Krishna Bhavanamrit Sangha, International Society for Krishna Consciousness, is Krishna Bhakti Rasa Bhavita Mati. In that verse, Srila Rupa Goswami says कि सुकृति से नहीं होता, कोटि जन्म सुकृति करने से भी this laulyam जो आप पूछ रहे हैं, desperation, laulyam will not come. Laulyam will come only by serving and associating with devotees who have that laulyam. Mahat Kripa. And if someone is crying for Krishna, and we can associate with those devotees who are crying for Krishna, like Srila Gaur Govind Maharaj would say, the crying school, only then it can come. Like Srila Gaur Govind Maharaj says, that laulyam, that desperation that Maharaj you are talking about, that is not available in this world. It is available only with the pure devotees, जो भगवान के लिए रोते हैं, जो भगवान के लिए desperate है. जैसे श्री रघुनाथ दास गोस्वामी, कोथाई गो प्रेममयी राधे राधे, गोसाई डाके at राधा कुंड, गोवर्धन, everyone he is just crying राधे राधे. तो ऐसे जो भगवान के लिए रोने वाले भक्त है, जो भगवान के लिए desperate है, जिनके पास लौल्यम है, ऐसे साधुओं का संग करके, ऐसे साधुओं की सेवा करके ही वो लौल्यम हमें भी इन्फेक्ट कर जाएगा. That is the only way to get that laulyam. Rupa Goswami says, if it is available, just go and get it from those Mahatmas, Sadhu Vaishnavas. Please correct me.
Prabhu, simply wonderful, simply wonderful. क्या कहें, बस आपका इतना समय, we are very grateful to you all. And our Shyamchandra Prabhu gave us the opportunity to associate with you. And all others, everybody is very, we can acknowledge that we are all very fortunate, na? Correct? So let us build up on our acknowledgement and crave to become fully blessed. It's like paradox. When a person has become fully blessed, I know who amongst you is fully blessed. But they will never no claim it. Acknowledgement में तो आनंद ही है, सब trouble claiming में ही है. So we got such wonderful inspiration. Last thought, very enlightening presentation or very awakening presentation. How would you take this, your presentation? For the recipient, now you are now you have to perceive the consciousness and the conscience of the listener. Of course, you yourself also a listener.
Yes, Maharaj. Maharaj, as a recipient, I think the highlight of the last 1.5 hours was your darshan, your Vani, your association. We are very blessed, Maharaj. A genuine Brajvasi who is such a Guru Sevak, who is such an exalted pure Vaishnava. Darshane pavitra karo, ए tomar gun.
वही हो रहा है हमें.
All these devotees, Maharaj ji, बहुत sincere है. अभी एक्चुअली गौर पूर्णिमा को 1 साल हो जाएगा हमें भक्ति वैभव शुरू करके, और ये बहुत ही सिंसियर है सभी भक्त लोग. और कुछ भी अपेक्षा नहीं करके बेचारे आते हैं सुनने को हफ्ते में 2 बार और टॉलरेट करते हैं मुझे। आंसर्स भी बहुत अच्छे से, टेस्ट भी बहुत अच्छे से लिखते हैं, सिंसियरली लिखते हैं। So I feel myself very fortunate to be able to serve them. And today you have come, Maharaj, on the call. I cannot express my feelings. I remember few months ago you spoke to Amarendra Prabhu at night for 3 hours on the phone. And sabere jab japa session mein Amarendra Prabhu aaye, his face was lit up. He said, Prabhuji, yesterday I got such a wonderful gift. I was speaking to His Holiness Srila Bhakti Swarup Govinda Maharaj for 3 hours, and Prabhuji, I have written down the nectar I got from him, and cut for 2 hours. He was telling me different very, very rahasyamay aspects of bhajan that you revealed to him. And dear devotees, you have seen me often quote that verse, Vishwam Gaura Rase Magnam Sparshopi Mama Na Bhavat Vanchitosmi Na Samshaya. That verse Amarendra Prabhu heard from His Holiness Bhakti Swarup Govinda Maharaj, and Amarendra told me, and then I share it in my classes. Such a beautiful verse by Srila Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur. So we have gained so much, Prabhuji Maharaj, from you, and we'll continue to gain. But I'm very grateful that you came and blessed all of us with your association today, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Yes, my prayer and seeking blessings from all the exalted Vaishnavas. In my contemplation, what I try to carry, it is slips. So I get a lot of encouragement from your presentation. How wonderful information, very enlightening, correct? Our scriptures and everything wonderful. Even what our Amarendra Prabhu appreciated, it was just information from my side. You know, information is very enlightening. Enlightening happens in the buddhi. बुद्धि चमत्कृत होती है ना, जैसे lightning होता है ना, lightning आती है फिर चली जाती है, lightning आ जाती है चली जाती है, थोड़ा जगह थी वापस हो जाते हैं, थोड़ा जगह थी वापस हो जाते हैं. How this, our appreciation for a devotee's presentation is hard expressing out. How it can, it has the potential to become the awakening for a sadhaka, for a listener. Awakening means now one cannot go back to the wrongdoing, wrong thinking, wrong speaking. Because what we hear, we say, oh, it's very enlightening class and everything. Is it just enlightening? It is degrading the appraisal of what we heard. It must be appreciated on the level of awakening. अब इसको मैं भूल नहीं सकता.
Hare Krishna.
फिर वापस हो नहीं सकता ना. इस difference पे I'm just reminding myself that I may perceive what I heard is vibrating throughout our life. It has the potential to cause our incessant enlightening, which is called awakening. We pray that we get more and more opportunities naturally to associate with the pure-hearted devotees like yourself and many, many more. And that must be the guiding principle for all of us. What we heard, has it caused me the awakening or just the enlightening? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Thank you for your time.
Hare Krishna. Srila Bhakti Swarup Govinda Maharaj, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. आपने हमें आशीर्वाद दिया. And I very much appreciate this point of enlightening Hari Katha and awakening Hari Katha. Awakening Hari Katha होनी चाहिए जिससे कि हम निद्रा छाड़ी उठो जीवा हो जाए हमारा, and then फिर से we don't go into the nidra avastha again of ignorance, avidya. So thank you very much, Maharaj ji. And I hope I can have your darshan here in Atlanta for Panihati festival.
I can imagine your one class is enough for anybody to become awakened.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
आप यहाँ आकर हमें न्यू पानीहाटी धाम में अवेकन कीजिए. पानीहाटी फेस्टिवल फर्स्ट वीकेंड ऑफ जून. And I pray that I'm able to come to Shri Vrindavan Dham, and both me and Amarendra Prabhu, we can sit at your lotus feet and hear Krishna Katha and Krishna Nam from you.
Your divine name presents that you are in the innermost chamber of Vrindavan already.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare. Thank you, Maharaj. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhya eva ca pranam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. His Holiness Srila Bhakti Swarup Govinda Swami Maharaj ki jai.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji, and your mutual conversation was really awakening for me too. And I have no words to say. Just please, I beg to all of you, please pray that I'm able to rise in my spiritual journey. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Shamchandra Prabhu, for your association and for giving us association of Srila Bhakti Swarup Govinda Maharaj, and also the Brahmachari Sadhu who is with
His
you.
Grace Abhijit Prabhu.
His Grace Abhijit Prabhu. The most auspicious Muhurta. Abhijit Muhurta. So thank you.
Maharaj is saying, would be sannyasi, bolo.
Jai Ho! Jai Ho, Jai Ho. Hare
It was very clear of His Holiness Bhakti Swarup Dāsa Maharaj. I remember very much. He was directly picked from IIT Kharagpur, right? Canto. आप हरे कृष्णा बोल आइए हरे कृष्ण सबको आपका दर्शन तो दीजिए आइए
Hare Krishna. Abhijit Prabhu ji, please give us your darshan. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Jai Ho, Jai Ho.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु, आपकी बहुत सुंदर क्लास सुन रहा था मैं पीछे।
प्रभु क्षमा कीजिए, मुझे नहीं पता था कि आप और महाराज जी वहां पर है, वरना मैं ऐसा I was so bold to speak, arrogant to speak in front of you and Maharaj. Please forgive me.
बहुत आनंद।
हरे कृष्णा। महाराज जी की कथा मैं सुनता हूँ YouTube पे।
आप बदल नहीं सकते क्योंकि आप बदल गए हैं।
हरे कृष्णा, हरे कृष्णा। So thank you Abhijit Prabhu for giving us your association. आप भी वृंदावन में रहते हो?
मैं श्री मायापुर में।
मायापुर धाम। जय हो, जय हो। हरे कृष्णा।
हरे कृष्णा।
Thank you Prabhu ji. Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, he's a faculty for Bhakti Shastri in Mayapur Institute.
Hare Krishna. Jai Ho. Wonderful.
Thank you, and sorry if I have taken a lot of time.
No, Prabhuji. This was such a blessing to have darshan of Abhijit Prabhu and Srila Bhakti Swarup Govinda Maharaj. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, dear devotees, for staying, and we'll see you next week now. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Shri Radhe Shyam. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.